I've been using drugs since I was 14 years old. I'm 54 now. So I've been out there for 40 years, thugging and drugging. I mean, this is all I knew, you know. And so it was kind of hard to come in here and just say, well, this treatment's going to work. Where treatment started for me was in the prevention group with the prevention specialist, Betty. She took me down there and showed me things about myself and told me things that I had never really paid attention to. And she gave me a little courage on how to deal with things, because I'm usually kind of you know how you're one of those people that you keep to yourself, you don't really share things with others, but Betty has a way of getting next to you to make you talk.
What you'll do is each of you will take a paragraph and read it until the poem is done. Okay? Thank you.
I'm not cute or built to suit.
For a few years I wanted to get sober, but I couldn't because my mind was there, but my heart wasn't. And through going in that group, Miss Betty taught me how to get in touch with myself, how to get in touch with my higher power.
Sherman didn't look like the type that would open up. And he opened up to me and shared some things that I think he generally wouldn't have shared with anyone else.
We got comfortable talking to each other, and we could all speak on problems we had had in the streets. And it began to make me loosen up and open up. And I started learning things.
He couldn't imagine that he would be coming to a group like mine and then going to court and enjoying going to court and standing before a judge. He says he feels like the judge is like his friend.
Morning.
I've never had a judge be a friend of mine. The one that smiles when he talks to me and compliments me, how's my day, and tell me, I'll be looking forward to seeing you next week, Sherm, or in a couple of weeks, come back and keep up the good. You know, I mean, it almost like, am I in the right room? You know what I'm saying? You know, or has he got the right person? Because those other 59 times I stood before the judge, wasn't nothing like that.
Turning your life around, that's something really special. That makes me feel good when I see you doing what you got to do for yourself. You can do it. You can do anything you put your mind to. And I'm just proud of him. I'm very proud of Sherman.
I don't just have 1 or 2 kids, I have 4 children, and that is challenging in itself, pretty much raising them by myself. Some of the struggles that I remember is not eating because the kids needed to eat. Wondering, where am I going to get enough food to feed them? Go to a food shelf or go to a local church. It was amazing that I could even have the goals and the dreams.
I met Carrie through Women Achieving New Directions, which is, in short, WAND. And I was doing a self-esteem presentation for that group. I was a volunteer mentor there for a few years. And Carrie was in that group. After I gave the presentation, I sat down and talked to the women and said, tell me something about you that identifies your skills. And it came to be Carrie's term. She described so many wonderful skills that we look for in the workforce. I'm an organizer, I'm an initiator, I'm a detail-oriented person, I schedule, I prioritize, I project manage. And I said, and what is your background? She says, I'm the mother of 4.
Working single moms, they're very practical. It's like nuts and bolts. But at the same, so it's like, what am I doing now and where am I going? No, not much time for just dreaming. So we want to be very practical and have practical steps and goals and get them there. But beyond that, because they have children, they don't have the luxury to just think of themselves, and they see so strongly they want something more than. They want their children to not have to struggle like they're struggling. They want more, so then they have to be more.
At Women Achieving, they helped me realize that even just being a mom, I have job skills. I'm taking care of my own little nonprofit organization at home, watching 4 kids grow up.
So Carrie contacted me one day by phone in my office and asked me if I would be her mentor on a one-to-one basis. And we had a wonderful, heartwarming conversation. Actually, it sort of brought me to tears because I knew this person was just going to excel out there somewhere, given the opportunity. And I told Carrie, I said, I don't need to be your mentor. You need to be my assistant. And with that, she came in and interviewed, and we hired her.
Review my notes the night before I do the presentation.
Good. That is clear, so why don't we
I
make
always
that
want to
one
give back. I never had, all the financial support for myself, for my kids. I never had enough money to give back, but giving back of my time is important, and letting women know that, you know what, I've been in your shoes, and you can have a different pair of shoes if you want. Because what I do is not about me, but it's about showing them that their normal doesn't have to be just struggling. Their normal can be whatever they want it to be. That dream can come true. Somebody believing in me and giving me the opportunity was the start of me being able to believe in myself and believe in the fact that I can get those dreams that I dreamt about for the longest time.
Looking back the years, I lost a job. I was still doing okay, but I could not come up with the payments. As I said, rent come first, but I did not, was not responsible to pay theirs. So finally I was pushed out and I started a downward trend of homelessness. And I was not prepared for it. I was not even, had no foggiest idea about it. So it was a complete chaos in my life. So homeless people does not have respect from anybody. A person in a cell, in a prison, have more respect, is provided with 3 meals a day, medical attention, but the homeless person is just the opposite.
Agnello is quite a man. I really appreciate meeting with him, getting to know him. He's a guy that, like anybody else, was vulnerable to becoming homeless because of a variety of factors. Some had to do with social support. We all need social support. We all need a fabric of people that we can rely on, and when that fabric wears thin, it's easy to find oneself homeless.
I experienced homelessness for 1 year and almost 1 year, 2 months. I slept with mat-to-mat contact. And you know the people are just all over you, coughing, sneezing, but that is the part of what he called homelessness,
When people first come off the streets or out of the shelter system, we want to get them out of that system as quickly as possible, and so they come here to the Exodus where they have their own room.
Because to have that room and the key, and you can always lock. You might have only a few pennies in there, but it is yours, that privacy. That I think that is very important. People who are recovering, that solitude is there for you, the solace, the peace of mind. That is good. That's a good feeling, and I can take that good feeling and go outside and say, I can put a bright smile on my face and say, hey, how are you doing today, That much peace of mind that room gives me today.
I've heard someone say that housing is healthcare. housing is a way for a person to deal with their mental health, and we have a responsibility to help those that are the most vulnerable. And I'm grateful to be able to do it.
I'll get back on my feet. I'll find employment, be productive again, and move on.